Tomorrow, state lawmakers hold hearings that will focus on Metro schools' testing policies. But tonight, NewsChannel 5 has uncovered new questions about ACT college admissions tests that are required by law. Among the questions, who's really taking those tests? Our chief investigative reporter, Phil Williams, is at the smart screen with those details. Phil?
Though we don't have kits or any instructions on how to build a robot, we just do it.
Nashville's Stratford High School has drawn high praise for its efforts to make school
I like to drive it pretty fast.
not seem so much like work.
We have some clothing and we have some footwear.
The goal to create an environment that's educational
I want to make an app that everybody want to download
and engaging.
You'll see students doing hands-on education, and that's what we're priding ourselves on that, and we're valuing project-based instruction and hands-on approach.
Putting stuff together, figuring out how to do it.
The results,
our ACT score and the number of students going to college, applying and being qualified to go to college is up drastically.
have earned Principal Mike Steele a national award for science and math education, and the school system says he's now in line for a $5,000 bonus, largely due to gains in the school's ACT test scores.
No, he doesn't deserve a bonus.
But what we discovered, evidence that Stratford isn't testing all of its students, has one state lawmaker questioning whether the school's gains are really what they seem.
You have a problem, and to tell me you're going to be rewarded as a principal with a financial bonus, that's not right. There's no way.
What we're going to do is,
Because of an educational initiative begun under former Governor Phil Bredesen, the state says every student is supposed to take the ACT college admissions test in the 11th grade to measure how well the schools are preparing them for the future.
Thousands of young people who will be better prepared.
In 2012, Metro's chief academic officer Jay Steele announced a plan to raise ACT scores district-wide. But then,
A year or two ago, they were told, the principals were told that they didn't have to test all juniors.
they did not have to test all juniors.
Right.
Kelly Brown was a guidance counselor at Pearl Cone High School. At her school, she says the decision was made to test all juniors, but not testing, despite the state requirements, was held out as an option.
That was something that all Metro high schools the principals were given. And some principals chose to test all their juniors, and some decided they were only going to test, whatever group they felt like they needed to test.
Other Metro teachers at other schools tell a similar story, but the district emphatically denies that any such instructions were ever given. Still, this analysis prepared by district officials acknowledges that struggling or absent students sometimes wait and take the ACT in the 12th grade.
All students have to take the ACT exam in their junior year. And for you as a school, as a whole, to set up a policy saying, they have to take it by their senior year is in direct violation and contradicts what you're required to do by state law.
And we write these observations down.
While we don't know exactly what happened at Stratford, we do know that the percentage of students scoring at least a 21 went from 8.8% the year the ACT push began to 12%, then to more than 17%. And while that looks good, we discovered that Stratford went from all students taking the ACT by the time they graduated in 2013 to the next year when 15% of the grads skipped the test. And by last year, we discovered the school's improved ACT scores did not include a third of the graduates. That's the worst participation rate in the district.
You have to have a full picture of everybody, every student at that school and how they're performing. We only have a picture of 2/3 of them.
It's been crazy.
Metro Schools officials blamed inclement weather that disrupted the district's testing plans for juniors in 2014, forcing some schools to reschedule the test for a teacher in-service day. At Stratford, just 43% of students took the ACT on that date. Metro says the rest were given vouchers to take the test later. But Antioch still managed to test almost 68% of its juniors that same day. Hunters Lane, 71%, and 78% of all juniors at Pearl Cone tested that day.
It leads me to believe, without a shadow of a doubt, there's gamesmanship going on. There's manipulation of the testing.
Now, taking a look district-wide, over the last 3 years, Metro has shown some fairly impressive gains. But if you look, Metro's own numbers show that only 87% of last year's graduates, less than 9 out of 10, took the ACT. Remember, that's supposed to be close to 100%, while the numbers showing a dramatic decline in the percentage of students taking the ACT at Stratford were confirmed 2 weeks ago by Metro Schools. Late today, they gave us a whole new set of numbers that they claim shows the school is actually doing better. Because we don't have access to student data, we'll put up both sets of numbers and the evidence we uncovered on our website to let you decide for yourself. Carrie?
All right, Phil, thank you so much. Now, Phil's created a handy map for you to see how well Nashville's high schools are doing preparing students for college. You can find that on our website, newschannel5.com.